In our last lesson, we learned about hard edges, softer edges, how to use washes, and we tried 3 different small little, almost abstract landscapes to work with that concept and try to get a little skill with it. We're going to, in this one, enlarge that idea to one image here, a simple, very simple landscape that we're going to go through the process of laying the layers down, working with wet into wet or dry onto wet. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to transfer this image with transfer paper. So in order to do that, what I want to do is take the paper and I'm going to line it where I want it on the page. So I want it down here at the bottom because we're going to make some value scales on the top. So I can see through this paper to the board below, and I want to kind of even this out, kind of even border, so it looks fairly even like that. And then I'll take my tape and I'll place the tape down like this and put the tape over the image as well as the board so it flaps like this. Okay, and that's the beginning of setting up to do the transfer. And then I'll lay this transfer paper down below, underneath, that is to say, to do the transfer. Now this transfer paper has more of a matte finish on one side and a glossy on the other. It's the glossy side that should go down on the paper. Like so. So see, you just flap this under, put the paper underneath. That way the picture is not moving around and you won't get a distortion. So from there, what I want to do is I'm going to transfer the edges of the box because we're going to tape it off. Now I can always check if I got the graphite paper correct. If I look underneath, you see I have a line there. So that worked fine. And I'll go around and do the outer edges. And then down below. So I should end up with a nice rectangle box. Now, if my nails on my fingers score, I'm going to get a little line here. So obviously that we're going to work on erasing. But one thing about the transfer paper, that's a little bit of an issue, is that if you press really hard, it's really difficult to erase completely the lines that you're going to create. So when we go to do the inside, we want to keep, when we score or trace these outlines, we don't want to push that hard. Later, I'm going to show you how to use a graphite stick, which doesn't have that same sort of problem. It doesn't leave as much, it doesn't score the paper. But for now, we'll try it with the transfer paper, okay? So what I'm going to do is just transfer all the edges that I see here, just trace along the edges. And then if you see a division, you can see a really division in a shape from one color to another or whatnot, you go ahead and trace those edges. You should trace the main part of the shape. You don't have to worry about overly worrying about all the really super detailed contours, but you should track that pretty well. Just enough, because when we go to paint, we're not going to fill it in like a coloring book. We're going to try to, bring our washes into that area, and there's going to be some differences. So I'll go ahead, I'm going to outline everything I see as a shape, and then I will show that to you on the next segment here and see what that is going to look like. And then from there, we're going to make some value scales.